going to be making a small, quick junk journal for Junk Journal January. Hello, welcome to Nixies Notebooks. I am your host, and today we are going to make a small junk journal. I've put some papers aside to possibly go into that said journal. And this is going to be my cover of these two pieces of paper. Kind of like those. That one, maybe that one and that one. Maybe we'll do those for the covers. That looks cool. So I got this out of the secret languages of churches and cathedrals. Churches and cathedrals. If anyone's interested, that's where I got it. So what I'm going to do is we are going to be making a junk journal. I have a bunch of pages that I pulled out of a scrap bin. Junk Journal January is coming up. I really do want to participate. I can't guarantee I'm going to be putting in something every day, but hopefully, fingers crossed that I can. So we are going to get this started. I am going to sew this just because I can. You know, sewing is obviously optional. I got this inspiration through Jody Fi. I will link her stuff below, just so that way you can check out her video if you want to. So, debating whether or not I need to run a glue stick on this. I probably do. My biggest problem is when they, I shouldn't have folded it first. Should have waited. It's okay. Biggest problem when you sew it, sometimes if it's not glued down, they kind of like the paper will move on you while you're sewing. So, and then I end up with like a weird gappy thing. So we just want it enough to be able to get this started. And we can always trim up the edges, which I'll probably do. So just a little bit, not much. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes, and then I'm going to sew it. I'm just going to kind of do a couple little patterns, little loosey-goosey stuff. So now let's start looking at pages. I want to do, so Junk Journal January is 31 pages. I think January is 31, yes. So I'm going to do 16 pages, or 16 pieces of paper that are going to be folded, because 16 plus 16 will give you, wait, is that right? Yeah, because 15 plus 15 is 30, 16 plus 16 is 32. Woo, math. Alright, so I'm going to try to use up like real scrap paper that I have just kind of laying around here. So we'll see. I'm going to pull out a piece of paper and we're just going to have at it. So definitely this is going to be one of the pages. They're going to be all different shapes and sizes, all different sorts of textures and everything else. Most of these, if it's a really pretty design or something, like I said, I just grabbed a bunch of papers. If it's really pretty and I decide I don't want to use it, I might not use it because I may want to save it for something else. So yeah, we're off to a great start. Look how small this is compared to this. Definitely going to probably trim this down a little bit, but that's okay. Alright. And you know what? I'm just going to do a small one on this one. Can do that. You know, I can always add a piece of paper and make that different when I do it. So definitely that page. I had this with some of my, I made a junk journal with some of this paper for my cousin's daughter. I'll just call her my niece. It's just so much easier. So we're just going to rip it because that's all foldy and I don't like it. Sorry, I had to look back and see what the heck my cat was doing. So, you know what? We're going to do another little, I don't know. How about we do, again, this is just scrap papers and stuff. My cats, I swear, they just like to give me trouble. Most of these are going to be, you know, doodled on or whatever you want to call it. I hate when paper does that. I'm going to assume that's going to be okay. We'll just not worry about it. Plus some of the bigger pieces of paper. So I have some bigger pieces. Guess not really all that much. Yeah, paper's brittle. Some of those are old books, so the paper's a little brittle. There we go. And I stopped keeping count, so that's not good. Ew, what's that? Oh, that's getting ripped off because I don't know what that is. There we go. I don't care if there's ripped pages, just all the better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're at 7. I might not have even pulled out enough. We have this. That'll be 8. I have a lot of book pages, so I'm trying to use those up. I don't know if I want to use that or not. See, the thing is, like using, like, I pulled this out, but I don't want to cover all this up, you know, because I like this and I can use this in another journal. So I'm probably not going to use those. We're going to put those aside. This is a piece of paper, so this is citrus cell. So National Geographic uses, sorry, I have my Kleenex in my hand, uses a vegetable-based dye, or I believe it's a vegetable-based dye. And so when you spray Citrusolve on it, it causes these types of patterns with the pictures. So my friend, Nova Smith, or Art Cove Freedom, she is on Instagram, sent me a bunch of these. So I do want to put that in the book just because I think that'll be nice. Let's see, that's a nice background. We're going to do this. Let's just measure here. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put these all in here, and then I'm going to decorate them. I'm not going to be like sewing little tags on them, because usually I do the signatures. I decorate a lot of the signatures first before I sew them in, so this is going to be a different sort of process for me. But we'll see how it goes. I might have to ink some of these edges though. Alright, that works. Sorry, my nose keeps running. Sorry about that. Okay. Got this, some pretty seagulls. What was that, like 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11. And I'm pretty much going to use book pages because I can, and it seems to be, I can get you rid of them. So it's 12, so 13, this looks like it has some, oh, dye splashed on it. Yep, you can see it. 15, so 14. Let's do this page. 15. Some of these I might have to reinforce before I put them into 16. Right. Alright, so we're going to need to rip it up like right here. They don't look good now, like when they're outside, but it does actually end up looking kind of nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do I want to do a couple extra just in case? Maybe. Let's see here. Do I have any others that I want to put in here? 17. We'll make it 18. Oh, well, you know what? We'll put some lined paper in there. 19. Well, now we're at 19, so we should just do 20. And then this way, I don't know. I had a thought in my head. It just left. Oh. Color. This is a book page that I used a marker and made it black. So there we go. We got 20 pages in here now. All right. So let's take a look at this. Let's see how much we need to cut off. So we can trim some of the ends here. Let's see. This one, I think I'm going to fold in on this side. We'll have maybe a flip out with that page. Seeing how it goes. Seeing where it comes up. Alright, so now we're going to put this in some sort of order. Let's do this. Let's throw this one in there. Let's do this one in there. Just going to keep putting them in together. How big is that? That's fine. Okay. I might ink up some of these pages before I put them in, just because I like to do that. That in there. Let's see, how are we doing here? That's good. We'll be able to kind of cut down a little bit. I'm going to have to do that before I sew. Yeah, I can cut a little bit. All right. So I might have to move some of these around. So some of the wider pages, ones that are like really long, I'm going to have to put more towards the outside. Like this one is probably going to go towards the outside. This one's going to go towards the inside. Right there. And I'm going to put this one in the very center along with, I think, how many pages is this now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, I only have 18 pages. I don't know how I messed that up, but that's okay. That'll work. That's all we need. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to cut a little bit along all of the edges, and then I'm going to sew around the edges, and then I'm also going to sew a ribbon around it, so that way it stays kind of put together. All right, I'll be back once. So here we go. Here is the cover. It's all nicely sewed. And now we are just going to, I'm going to ink some of these edges up real quick, super quick, just to kind of get them done. So we'll do that super quick, just because this is so white. I'm doing this fast and quick. This is a quick junk journal. I was going to say it's a dirty junk journal, but it's not dirty. I don't know why I would say that. And oops, we missed that edge up there. How did we do that? Okay. You know what, I'm going to spray this down with a little bit of some spray on this side too. I'll spray this down with a little bit of maybe some silver, maybe some copper, I don't know. I probably should not do it on top of all my books and stuff, just to give it a little bit more. This is like running out. I have one that's like a distressed paint chip color, supposedly somewhere. Let's see if I can find that one. Not cracked pistachio. I want to say the name of the color is lead paint, but I'm pretty sure that's not the name of the color. Peeled paint, that's what it is. Not lead paint, peeled paint. There we go. Maybe we'll do, is there another one? Let's do the gold on this side. Oh, that's silver again. No, that's the tarnished brass. Okay. There we go. Let's get some real color in there. Alright, I'm going to put this aside. We're going to work on the next few pages. I am going to have to wipe down my desk. We'll do Rusty Hinge on this one. It's just a kind of an orangey color. Let's get that one done. That aside. I'm not going to do all these, I just want to do a couple of them, so that's fine. I'm just going to leave that the way that is. Got this one, that one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine. That's all wrinkled, so I'm okay with that one. Let's do this one. So, just so I can remember my pages and where they go. I'm gonna go to my go-to. I like this color a lot. I know like some of the rips are kind of uniform, but it's not going to matter once you put it in the book because they're not going to be like right next to each other, so you're not going to be able to tell like that's uniform really, if that makes sense. Well, this isn't quite dry yet. We are just going to put it in there. There we go. I'm going to put this one in here because this is where this goes. Let's see what else we got going on here. I think the rest of the pages I'm okay with. Yeah, these should all be good. This will be the only, I'm going to leave that with the white line paper though. Alright, so this is my junk journal from Junk Journal January, and now we just have to make the holes and sew it in. And I'm going to cut these off because these are going to drive me nuts. I know, I see so many beautiful projects with like the strings all hanging out everywhere, and I'm like, nope, can't do it. It's like, I don't know. It's an issue for me. So going to come undone. Hold on one second. I'm just going to do a quick end run over some of these just to make sure that they don't come undone on me. Again, it's just to stop some of the, so it doesn't shed too much or the stitches don't come out too much. So there we go. All right, now we need to just poke the holes and do the thingy. That makes a lot of sense. Just need to poke the holes and bind the book. And I think I really want to use something different. Something I don't normally use to bind books. So I'm just poking right through, straight through. There we go. And I'm going to do... So I'm debating, do I do like right here and right here, just to keep that in place? I'm not sure, why not? Do it closer to the edge though. It's going to be bound really. Just going to be bound very close to the center. I'm actually going to bind this one up a little bit further. Not very strong today. I don't know if you can see, but you just push it through and get your little hole there. And hopefully these all line up. So actually I should probably just, let's do this. I was thinking I'd use, I have some like twine, but I don't know. That might be too big. I might just have to use a regular. Alright, let me go pull out some. I had some on my desk, I thought. Where did I put that all away? I probably put, nope, it's right here. Oh, we'll use this color. That's pretty. Really don't need that much. It's going to be a very small binding. Alright, and I just need to find, I should have a needle somewhere around here. Somewhere on my very, very messy desk I have a needle. So let me find that. And pull out these, this will work. So I just have a bunch of needles in here. I have other needles in other places, but this is for like a pacifier in this case. I got a pacifier for my cats. One of my cats likes to chew stuff, so I tried using a pacifier. That didn't really work. She still chews everything, but that's why I have that case. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but that is the reason why. So there we go. So I'm going to do just a simple, what do you call it? Pamphlet bound? Pamphlet stitch. I don't know how many times I do this. I can never, I see people that just put it all through and they're like, ooh, it's so easy, and it's never easy for me. I do it on the edge of my desk because it's easier to kind of use the edge as like, to kind of make the papers like lay flat that way so I can stick the needle through, if that makes sense. Probably not. Maybe someday I'll show you what I mean, but so that's why I keep pulling it towards the edge of the desk, because that's what I do, is I lay it off the edge like that, and it's easier for me to flip through and get the needle into the holes that I have made. So let's see here. A little Dottie cat came out of her little tree. What you doing, Dots? Huh, babies? Oh, maybe it is 20. That is my husband calling, I'm sure. Yep. And we're just going to ignore it for right now. Let's get back to this. Here we go. Nix, cut it out. Hey, come on. Razor, come on. Out of there. Come on. Okay. You pull up. I do this. Make sure if you do this with a needle, make sure you're pulling away from you, not towards you, because if this slips or something happens, I'd hate for anyone to hurt themselves with a needle or whatever, because that would be awful. On this side. Alright, and now the last, and again, I have to do this every single time because it's hard to make the holes big enough. I do have an owl that's kind of graduated, but it makes the holes bigger in one side but not the other. So I just do that. It makes it a lot easier. So now, when I go back through the pages in the center one, I don't know if you can see, I hope this is clear, but you gotta really stand up. So you have to be really careful. So you see that right there, you see this area right there, you gotta be very careful when you put the needle through. It's harder if you get the needle through the thread that's already there. So if I were to go like through this thread right here, it's going to make it a lot, I don't know if you can see that, it's going to make it a lot harder to pull the thread through. You can still do it and then kind of pull apart the threads, but it's just easier if you don't do it in the first place. I have done it in the past where I've done that, and what I do is I then I'm able to have enough slack that I can pull both the threads through far enough that I can pull one thread through the other, so that way they're not together. I hope that makes sense. Probably doesn't make much sense, but so the second time through on the middle one usually is a little bit easier. As you can see, I'm not struggling as much. Let's see here. And sometimes you can just kind of pull. So okay, yeah, I can tell right now. So you can see I pulled this thread up and it's not attached to this. It's not pulling on the needle at all. So I know that the thread did not go through, if that makes sense. This one go there. I don't know why it's a little bit cockeyed, I'm not sure why it is a little bit off, but that's okay. So here I am pulling out the middle. I don't think I almost got it stuck in the thread again, as you can see, so I just gotta be kind of careful of that. There we go, and I pull one. So I pull one side up. So I put the thread, this part of the thread right here, is going to be in between this thread and this thread when it comes out. If I can get it out. And again, I use these. It just makes life so much easier. Again, pull away from yourself, and there you go. And we don't need that anymore. So I want to just, don't go ripping these up and pulling them because it's going to start to tear the paper. So you're going to want to do it from the back. So let's see, you're going to want to pull that down. So I'm pulling on this side, and I'm going to pull on this side right here. So the two outer edges, it's going to make that a little bit more firm. And then you're going to pull, oh, see, okay, here we go. You can see I did go through the thread here. Hope you can see this here. So as you can see, I don't know, I'm trying to make sure I can see it and you can see it. So if you see, watch, when I try to split the thread, you can see, come on, focus. You can see that it can't be split right there. See it? Because I pulled it through. So now what you do is you figure out which thread is inside the other thread, and then you pull it through, and then you just kind of pull them apart like this. So it is fixable. It's just easier not to do it in the first place, but obviously I did not do that. So, and now I'm going to go back again and tighten it up again. And then I should be able to pull these out. Oh, I did it like more than once. Okay. So I did it again, as you can see right there, which is why I can't pull it. So pull this one out. Again, not a big deal. There we go. Alright. Now the key with these, and I am very bad about this, like I yank them really hard and I do this really tight, but it's because I have issues. So you don't want to do it too tight because then it's hard for it to shut. And since this is wax thread, I'm not going to do a ribbon or anything. There we go. Alright. No fuss, no muss. There we go. So we have got our junk journal. So maybe I'll take a day and I will, what do I do with that ribbon, that lace? That's it. I put it in here. I'm going to put a book on top of this as well, and I'm going to tie it up just so it kind of trains it just a little bit to sit a little flatter, because I would really like that. So. And there we go, and I'm going to put a heavy book on it. Actually, I'm probably going to go and put this in, I've got a stack of like those 12 by 12 paper pads. You put anything under there and it flattens it out like there's no more. Actually, I should probably do that. That probably won't work. So anyways, well, thank you for watching, and this is our junk journal for Junk Journal January. I hope you guys join. I will I'll post all the links and stuff down below. This will be my first time ever doing this. That's like really on the edge. That's okay. Doesn't matter. So yeah, this is our junk journal. It's a bunch of prompts. You can write, you can color, you can doodle, you can do whatever you want. So, alright, and hopefully I will be able to put something in here every day. That is my goal. I can't guarantee it though. I have to make more realistic goals for myself, and that's one of them. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.